Welcome back. We have a public affairs analyst, Alester Wilcox, here to talk about Nigeria at 57. Thanks for being here, Mr. Wilcox.
Thank
it's good to have you on the program.
It's a pleasure.
Now, you notice that the theme for this year's celebrations being the unity of Nigeria. How do you view such a message coming 57 years since we became independent of our colonial masters?
It's not unusual. You discover that virtually every country that got colonized, because of the diversity of the persons of the people, indigenous people that was brought together by the colonialists, discover that there is this friction, regular frictions. So the call for unity is not misplaced. It's a continuous thing. More importantly in Nigeria, that as the year goes by, instead of us to integrate as a country, we keep pursuing our so-called ethnic agendas, and you begin to hear, of recent time, begin to hear the Igbo nation, the Yoruba nation, the this nation, the that nation, which hitherto has not been. We might have heard of the South, Southeast, blah, blah, and all this, but it gets worse by the day, especially with Nigeria. At this point in time, when we are at that wit's end, I think it's not out of place for us to use this occasion to recall, to make that call, because I've been hearing this call ever since. But it gets louder every year as the year rolls by. So I hope we might begin to find some meaning in the need for unity.
But do you think we're headed towards that direction?
Unfortunately, to be honest, we don't seem to be. And that's why I said, as the year goes by, the ethnic divide becomes more louder. And with what you're hearing these days as to restructuring and restructuring and restructuring, it should give fears to to everybody that is possible about this country. But not to say that there is no hope. Because at some point, I had always conversed in any forum I found myself on the need for men and women of integrity and good conscience to rise up to the occasion and for us to rein in this negative force. Yes, there are genuine reasons, there are genuine agitations. Sincerely speaking, Nigeria as a whole has marginalized everybody, including me talking here. That marginalized every community. Because most of us has gone abroad, and we see how development is spread across everywhere. We see how roads are tied to your backyard. If you go to a place like Scotland, roads are tied to your backyard. You know, where you don't march on the mud, that is by the state. You discover that education is provided, health services are provided, those basic infrastructure are provided for everybody, for the good of everybody. And then the political leaders are only there to administer. But you discover that in Nigeria, the marginalization is not ethnic, and I dare to say it's not ethnic, it's not religious. It is the class, it is class marginalization. And because when there are goodies to be shared, you discover that everybody from everything will come together. When they're sharing it in the night, when you and I are not there, they all come together, they click glasses and they share it. But when one is cheated out of the sharing formula, he now gets back to his people and let them believe that it is because of a certain section has not ruled or is not in power right now. That is why. And so it is not ethnic, it's a class thing. Look at it when football is being played in the field. Who remembers where Ojejo Kocha or where Finidi George comes from? Nobody remembers that. We all carry the green, white, green flag. But the moment the match is over, it's covered that somebody now starts telling you how a section is being matched. So this marginalization it's both, it's psychological, it's not ethnic, it's class, it's not religion, it's just class psychology, marginalization. And I think that if Nigeria is beginning to see it from that aspect, and I think we begin to make progress.
Now, but when you listen to Nigerians talk about celebrating independence, you hear a lot of hope in their voice. But, you know, there are still some who like to play up the challenges. How do you think we can get them on board without, you know, drowning their voices? Because they're, of course, equally important to the country.
Yes, the challenges are there. I always say and I always believe in the fact that if you keep looking at the negatives, then you diminish the positives. If you look at the positives, you will not diminish the negatives. The negatives are all there, and I've said that clearly. We have a economy that is not functional, infrastructure-wise. Well, if an economy that is not functioning, social-wise, look at how to get to your station. I should have just taken a tube, a train or something. But look at how we all have to sweat through it to get. So there is that problem. There are those, and I don't want to look at it from ethnic perspective, because everywhere you go, where is developing Nigeria? Where can every community have basic water supply? We keep accusing, we in the South keep accusing the North, they've ruled for so long, therefore they are marginalizing the South. Please go to the North and see the level of poverty and degradation. Go to the East and see. They say they've not ruled before, but they've done so well for themselves that at least they still have better things than in some part of those that have ruled. Obasanjo ruled this country for 8 years. The Otadalis to his farm was not tied. I mean, people that were complaining. So it is not to say that challenges are not there. But if we begin to misdirect the challenges, if we begin to look at challenges from a wrong perspective, then they will keep being there. And then those that are using the challenges to weigh us down will keep using it. You know, they either use religion, or they use tribe, or they use political parties. So that is the game plan. And so you can see from what is happening. When interest is together, they are all together. Today it's APC. I mean, yes, but it was PDP. When we used to have other parties, people ever come while at PDP, they are all welcome. They all share the booty. They all destroy the country. Now, PDP is off. Everybody now is finding its way into APC to not share, to not keep being relevant. So that should tell we, the common man, something. That these people have a class, and we are in a different class. And so so long as their class continues to hold power, no matter who is ruling, they find a way into getting to, because they class them. So except we break that class, except with a common man, begin to identify the fact that your enemy is not the Hausa man, it's not the Yoruba man, not the Igbo man. Your enemy is that your brother who finds his way in power and amass wealth, come back to your village, build a big house, wall that house, you cannot even have access to him. Or, I mean, the man that goes, still not the man that is supposed to make to a road, buy a big jeep, because the jeep can always pass to any rough terrain, but comes back to his village, oppress you. That is your enemy. Not come to tell you that, oh, it is the man in Sokoto that has 44 local government, and because you are having 30, therefore he's oppressing you. That is what Nigerians, the average Nigerian, should be taking home. That these persons that we think are enemies are not, but the man that is confusing you, that is taking everything that you have, that's supposed to come to you. Now, in the First Republic, we have seen selfless leaders. We saw people we saw ministers who were not flamboyant. A man like Shafami Awolowo that was Minister for Finance in this, Commissioner for Finance in this country. And we know what he did, and we know the legacy he left behind. He was a premier and all whatnot. We know what they own and what they don't own. But today, let a councillor that is a bus conductor that managed to find his way to be a councillor from Ajangbede or somewhere, the next day he's building a house in Lekki. So, and then tomorrow you come and tell you that the man in Borno is your enemy. So there is a class marginalization in this country. So let us address that class marginalization. And Nigerians, I want us to be wise. And if there's anything we can do today, is to support whatever initiative government is taking as far as today is concerned. Yeah,
and we'll just have to leave it at this point. I can see that we're all passionate about the future of Nigeria. But thank you so much for coming on Network Africa. Public Affairs Analyst Alester Wilcox. It's good to have you on the program.
It's my pleasure. Anytime. Thank you very much.
And that's our program today. Thank you for watching. I am BC Adebayo.